everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name's Darien.
My name's Landon.
And today, we're going to get into the brand new... Well, we're used to not having you here.
Mine's Matt.
You're kind of a disturbance.
Yeah, I know.
Gone.
Anyway, we have a review today. New DC movie dropped. We watched it. We're going to review it. Joker, Folie, Deux.
Madness for two.
Yeah.
I'm a translator now, I guess.
This movie is garnered much...
A reputation.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do that? We're going to go from beginning to end?
We're not going to recount the plot. We're just going to go through stuff we liked and didn't like.
Okay. As you saw in our regular episode, all three of us seem to not really fully understand the hate this is getting. We all agree it's not a perfect film.
No.
Far from it. Me personally, I think the first one is better.
Mm-hmm.
And...
How long was this movie?
This one...
Because it felt pretty long.
It felt pretty long. Like, I don't know if it's because it just felt more dragged out or something. It's pretty interesting of the stuff in the beginning.
The movie was 2 hours and 18 minutes. Wow. I thought it'd be about 2:30.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow, that's kind of...
2 hours.
How long was the first one? First one, I think, was like an hour or something.
I have to type in... Oh, wait. There it is. 2 hours and 2 minutes.
So it's shorter.
I
want to make it clear here.
Go ahead.
I want to make it clear here. Todd Phillips has always claimed
He didn't want to do this movie.
This is not the Joker.
Yeah. Well, he also said he didn't want to do this movie.
Yeah, he did.
But they did. Warner Brothers basically made him because it was money. Like they made a lot of money. They want more.
Yeah. And he's like,
Which this was the last film. James going to confirm everything after this as DC attached to it will be all DC characters will be DC Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last thing that was made under the Warner Brothers branch.
I don't know, what were y'all thoughts on it? I fairly enjoyed it. I do still think the first one is better. It just is better paced. First time you saw it was last night or night before last. You fairly enjoyed it.
I think it, in a way, just don't hold this against me. In a way, it was inspirational.
No, it was.
It was in a way.
No normal man will say that.
Sometimes you have to be.
What, you want to know how I got these?
I don't know. I got these bad takes.
It makes you want to not take crap off of nobody.
It makes you just feel bad for them.
You know what? They get what they deserve.
Hey, I mean, it's... People hate the fact it was a musical, says it stopped the plot. I don't see it.
I like the music much so that I've listened to 2 of the songs already. Not all of them, but like a couple.
Yeah, same here.
On Spotify.
Here, let's talk about the opening, because I think this is a big one. I haven't really seen many people address it as much. The cartoon.
At the beginning.
In the beginning.
Which literally lays out what this movie's about.
Yeah.
In the first 1 minute.
The Joker in Me and My Shadow.
Yeah. It's a thing to say Arthur Fleck is the Shadow.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could say that Joker's... It's a thing that like he's in his own shadow, basically. Like people only care about Joker, they don't care about Arthur.
Yeah.
Or you can also see it as like the Joker that was there is Arthur, and the Shadow is the Joker, actual Joker.
Because you have,
and then and at the end they combine into one, or it could be that. So there's a lot of meanings.
A lot of ways you can interpret it.
But his downfall.
What's interesting is that, and to bring this up, the Shadow does all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
He, kisses the lady, she didn't want to be kissed, and breaks the arms of those people. Finally, when the cops show up, the Shadow and the person merge.
Yeah.
And that's who the cops be on, which is Arthur, and he gets the fault for it.
And he gets beaten.
Oh yeah, and
bloody, and then that was the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
It
happens later.
A lot of movies about his trial.
Yeah.
Little Gary.
Yeah, Gary shows up. I almost made me cry when he talked.
Yeah, that was sad.
And he was like, "You don't get it, Arthur." He was like, "You were the only one that was ever nice to me, and you're the only one that never made fun of me." And to have that guy.
Now I'm like terrified of you.
Imagine your best friend at work ending up being a psycho, insane killer, and he murders someone in front of you, and you're just like,
To be honest, it was not that bad.
well, what are you talking about?
Especially if the guy he kills, like, if he's like a
He
giant.
stabbed him in the neck and the eye and beat his head against a wall.
And then
That's
slammed
not
it
that
constantly in the
bad.
door. Yeah. That's terrible.
I've seen worse things than that.
Oh my god. Dude.
I'm being honest here.
Yeah, but
Why did I just become a New Yorker?
anyway, but
It's not like a horror movie scene where it's just
You know-
like, oh, guts everywhere.
anyway,
I'm not gonna hurt nobody.
but anyway, this movie is pretty wild. No,
It was pretty wild.
yeah, like I said, it felt like
Some of
it.
the music scenes did not make sense at all.
Interrupt me one more time. I'm kidding.
I'm doing it on purpose.
No, I felt like
I'll show you some
I felt like they
inspiration.
it felt like it dragged on a little bit in places. I want to say
Yeah.
part of it is I noticed it really in the scene where he's being interviewed inside of the prison by that guy, and he breaks out in a song at one point in it. But it's when the psychiatrist says he's outside the window and he's sitting there talking. They're like, "How did you feel that night when you blew Murray Franklin's brains out?" Or whatever that guy said. That whole scene to me, I was sitting there like, what's happening? Like, should we? Like, come on, like that's how I felt. I think you could shave off about 10 minutes of this movie,
Yeah.
and maybe a song or two.
There's a lot. It was kind of weird because there's like kids in the theater with this one, and there's two
Those
scenes.
parents were like, "Oops, I thought this was going to be a nice movie."
No, that movie, that scene,
Oops.
remember in the theater? That one scene where Gary's like, I felt so small. Like,
And there was a guy who went, "Huh."
Yeah, we start.
I just couldn't
Everyone in
help
the
it.
theater started
Just
giggling
laughed,
because
just-
they hear him. That.
And some people go, "Oh."
Well, two scenes in the movie. I thank God. So the original plan, you weren't even going to see this with us originally. It was going to be me, him, sweet old grandma. And there's one scene specifically that's in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where Harley claims she got pregnant,
Yeah.
even though she's lying. I guarantee it. She never said that she lied, but I guarantee she lied.
Oh yeah, because he's like yeah.
I found her really interesting. I mean, I think I leaned over to you and mentioned it. That I was like, that's such an interesting way to spin it, because they're like, she checked her parents are fine. Her dad's a doctor. She lives in the
rural area.
Yeah, she lives in a nice area.
She volunteered.
Family's rich. She
West End.
yeah, her family's rich. She put herself in there.
Voluntarily.
Yeah, volunteered to get herself in there so she could be
Volunteering
near
herself
Joker.
get out later, yeah.
And she's a psychiatrist. She has got a law in she got a degree in psychiatry. So I'm like, wow, she is a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
She's just so obsessed with Joker that she commits herself to the asylum
Yeah.
just to get near him. She doesn't work at the asylum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such an interesting way to spin that.
And
but
she
she only
of
cares-
her being the abuser. I'd say in this
but
one.
she only cares about mentally abuse.
No, I like that take on the stat. It flipped it. That she's
Yeah.
the abuser. She's the manipulator.
Yeah, and it's the
These girls ain't loyal.
Okay. it's the
It's hard out here
okay.
for a pimp.
Okay.
Man, we're doing this is a musical review now. All right.
For once.
Many men.
If my friends could see me. Now.
Anyway.
For once in my
Okay,
life.
okay. Stop singing. Anyway. So I thought that was really interesting, and she really only loved Joker.
Yeah.
She didn't care about Arthur. She liked Joker.
And that's what seems the public feels.
And so that's a good thing. Harley is basically the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Most people that watch this movie, they're watching it because, oh my gosh, it's the Joker.
It's the Joker.
Yeah.
But what you really should be thinking is, wow, this guy is really messed up.
He should not be the Joker.
This guy, you hope he gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize about this movie. And everyone's like, most of the things I've seen people trying to defend it, people just respond and say it's just bad. And I'm like, it's not a bad movie.
And it's not the Joker.
No.
It is Joker.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that at the end, which we'll get into near the end.
It's like they're kind of hinting.
Harvey Dent, though, is in this. What did you think of Harvey Dent? I mean, it's like he's not that big of a...
He's kind of...
I saw someone on Twitter say that the quick flashback in Batman Forever of Tommy Lee Jones' Harvey Dent when he gets the acid splash on, they said that's more memorable than this Harvey Dent, which I don't think is true.
That's kind of true.
It's not.
He's pretty bland. Like
Yeah, he's like your
really
standard
cocky.
state DA.
Yeah,
assistant DA.
And he gets the
he gets the half with the explosion. And I called that, by the way. And your reaction with the explosion was crazy.
A
'Cause
couple
you're like,
marks on the side of the face isn't that bad.
yeah, because I was like, because I was wondering, my whole theory the whole time was like he'd become Two-Face maybe. But then I was like, I don't know, they wouldn't set that up. Then that happened, and I was like,
you see him for a glance, and he's like,
I was like, oh, this they're like when the explosion happened, I had that reaction. I was like, that's they're doing that, and I was like, also, did they just kill him, like kill Joker?
yeah, I was like, yeah. And come to find out, I didn't know if y'all noticed this. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, where did this explosion come from?
It was a car bomb.
I didn't realize that till like this morning when I was kind of looking over.
They said that in the movie.
Did they?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was like a news broadcast or whatever was talking right after it, and they're like a car bomb outside of the
car bomb.
State Hall.
Okay, because I didn't hear that. So I guess it was one of the Joker people, and they finally got guilty. It's like, all right, boom.
But yeah, he did get guilty. They get the whole thing, and I guess we can go. This is a pretty weird moment. He first off, he has the whole thing in the courtroom, and he's being his own.
He's being
his own lawyer. He's being his own lawyer.
Yeah. So the fire's his.
There's a really good scene. I think I leaned over to you at this scene in the courtroom during the musical part of it when he's imagining where he goes and kills the judge and Harvey, and then he shoots himself. I was like, this is very Joker. Like this, it felt like the Joker.
Yeah.
Like would do this.
By the way, I do want to point out real quick. I know some, at least I was anyway. I was curious. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a musical. Can Joaquin Phoenix even sing? We all know Gaga can sing, but I'm like, can Joaquin Phoenix? And I was reminded he plays Johnny Cash in like that little movie.
Walk the line. Is it the Walk the Line? Was it
Walk the Line?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and hearing his voice. Joaquin Phoenix has a pretty good singing voice. Like I can if you turn I can literally listen to music. I'm like, man, dude, all right, I can. So it's a nice. I'm not gonna say it's like perfect, but it's a nice tune. Yeah. Nice little, carry a rhythm. I guess in a way, yeah. Carry a tune.
But anyway, after the courtroom, he goes back to the asylum, and the guards take him, and it's very unclear of what is happening, but they imply that
we gotta say rape.
He was.
By the way. I don't know if you're gonna say.
I was going to say he was assaulted.
Okay.
Essayed.
In a way, this isn't TikTok. In a way that would be deemed inappropriate.
Yeah, it could.
Well, it was not shown.
But it was shown the aftermath.
It was implemented.
But I thought because we knew about. Unfortunately, we got spoiled on this because I blame him for spoiling me.
The thing is, I thought it was a joke, or no? Like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, you spoiled it the night before.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to say it was a joke, but I was kind of confused. I'm like, what's this about? And yeah.
Then I realized I was like, that's
a spoiler. Like, and I didn't even realize. So I'm sorry. But I'm
spoiling Doctor Strange 3 when it comes out for you.
Yeah, okay. So you
ruin your Sam Raimi
spoil
movie.
It yourself?
I'll ruin your Sam Raimi movie.
All right, you spoil it yourself. I'll just know my own.
I'll go see Superman. But I'll see Superman Thursday night, and then I'm gonna.
I'll be there with you.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, actually,
I'll see it Wednesday.
I'll see it. I will. I'll reach out to James Gunn. He'll give me the test screening.
I'll
tell you everything that happens.
No.
I think
anyway,
he'd kill you.
But I would. But we got.
I see it in my dreams already.
We got spoiled on that. But I leaned over to you because he was in the shower or whatever. They were like wiping his makeup off, and then they were trying to take his clothes off.
They started beating on him.
Yeah, and they're trying to take his clothes off, and I was assuming because they were in the showers, I was like, they're washing him, but they're just they're using it as an excuse to beat him up. Because what he said to him, I didn't know that was that.
Yeah,
I leaned to you and I was like,
"Is that supposed to be the scene?"
Yeah, and then I was like, I thought he was getting a shower.
Yeah,
no,
and
remember because they laid him down on the ground.
Yeah, but I thought that was just because he was being like he wasn't like complying.
I did rewatch because someone.
Okay. Maybe they didn't see that.
That's why I did it down here.
I'm doing it just in case. I did rewatch the scene. Not that I looked it up. I was like, this scene?
Watch this again.
The Joker.
Yeah,
the thing I saw someone post about on Twitter, but I can't believe that happened in the movie. And someone's like, here's the video. I rewatched it, and it very much is like, oh.
But why? But my question is, it's not explained why.
Yeah, I don't really get why they would do that.
Like, it was very just out of nowhere.
I get them beating.
Yeah, but like it was very just out of nowhere why they did that. There was no any kind of sexual tension at all throughout the movie.
But I mean,
there was.
I think the cops did it so he would
now
not say
there was
anything
that
because they were all the cops are beating on everybody.
That's true. There was that scene.
It's nonstop abuse on everybody.
where at the very beginning, that that younger kid
Yeah.
who I don't even know who he was, but he was just like
You
always
thought
with
it was
Arthur.
Bruce. I was like, that's
Yeah, they
not-
killed that one guy.
Yeah, but he like goes up to they're like go over to Arthur. He's like Arthur, they told me you teach me how to kiss or whatever.
I never kissed anybody.
Yeah, and so it's like that. So they kind of get off on that a little bit, but it's like I don't know.
Well, you don't need a. Again, I don't want to be on this whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
But you
It's a
know, I
string.
don't think you need to be really. It was just.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it's any sexual.
I don't think the scene was necessary. I think just the beating him up part would have been better. Maybe torture him. That may be better. Just not that.
People just do terrible things for terrible. They don't even need a reason. They just do
I
it.
think
You
it was
know.
assault in a suggestive manner, but not in the way that
And it worked so bad that he completely renounced him being the Joker. He said, "I murdered those people. I killed my mom." He was like, "I did all this stuff. I had a bad day," and he was like, "I'm sorry."
It
I
made him
if I had
want
a
to
bomb, I
kill
would
himself
reset
again.
everything.
It made him
Yeah.
want to die again.
And yeah, so and then that makes a lot of people mad. It's Harley mad. She leaves.
She walks in there with like a Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
outfit.
she had that was pretty good.
Leaves.
Pretty good. You got up at that point when she went to her house. They like recreated a few scenes from the first Joker. Her going up the stairs and
Yeah.
going into the apartment.
Doing the makeup.
Doing
Nice
the
bathroom.
elevator. Yeah. And then he started a riot at Arkham at that point too. But I mean, she walks out. That's when the bomb goes off, right?
Well, no. He says that. Then they do mini recess for the jury.
That yeah.
He then calls her.
And he was
He gets
singing to her.
voicemail.
Singing to her.
He's singing. I can't remember what song he's singing.
It was the Bewitched song.
Was it Bewitched?
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's really in his head, but it then cuts to the phone, the answering machine.
She's listening.
And she puts a gun up to her head, and then it just cuts back to Arthur.
But she doesn't kill herself.
Yeah, she doesn't. I'm saying it goes back to that later.
And then there's a car bomb obviously later. Some Joker imposter people or whatever followers take him. They're going to try to get him away. He gets out because he doesn't want to be part of any of this.
Yeah.
And he's trying to run away. So this is like this point. He's not normal, but he's like as close to it as he can get at this point. He's trying to get out of there. He runs and finds Harley. And
At
she's
the
on the
stairs,
stairs.
yes.
They talk, and she has a moment.
Famous stairs.
Yeah, she has a moment where she sings to him a little bit, and he's like, "Are you even pregnant?" or all that. And she says she only really cares. Yeah, and she leaves, and that's the last time you see her.
Yeah.
And at the very end, he's in the prison. They're watching. Did he get the death sentence?
Well, they tell him. They just say he's guilty.
Yeah, he was supposed to get the death sentence.
Yeah.
Well, the carrying out of the sentence was not even finished by the time.
Yes, true. That's true. So they probably had to delay
So
it.
they were on the third count.
He's
of,
gonna die anyway.
I think murder.
Yeah.
Right. And then the explosion.
Yeah.
And so he was in the prison. Now he's back. There's this guy they showed throughout the whole movie. It was in the background.
Well, they show him. From what I remember, it was once.
No. They show him about 3 times.
Like close up. I remember
Not close up.
Just one
They do
close-up.
2 close ups,
I
and then
remember
one
one.
he's in the background. He's
Because he
watching.
kind of he does like that.
Yeah.
He bites his lip or something.
They do a few. Because I kept
remember
noticing
the-
him. I'm like, who is this guy? Because they keep showing him. And the last time it shows him, he's like in the background when Arthur's going to the. So he's got a visitation. I don't know who that was. If it was a setup or if Harley was back or someone's visiting him.
The way.
Maybe the lawyer. I don't know.
My personal belief, I think it was a setup.
Yeah, I really
Because
do think.
the whole time the cops are walking, you gotta walk next to these patients the whole time. The cop really just walks up there on his own. Arthur behind him, walks off. You turns back, he's like, "Yeah, Arthur, hurry up," and just doesn't come back.
Yeah.
You know.
And so this guy's following him, and he's like, "Hey, Arthur," and he says, "I want to tell you a joke." And he's like, "Okay." And
He's like, "Make it quick. I gotta."
yeah,
You know.
he's like, "Can you make it quick?" He said, "Yeah, sure." And he was talking about what is psycho clown in a bar and all this stuff. And I don't remember exactly what he said. The joke.
The joke was, I think I'll say the whole. Psycho and a clown. A clown walks into a bar, and the psycho is the bartender. The clown's sad. The psycho says, "What can I get you to drink?" And the clown replies, "Well, if you're buying anything." And then the psycho says,
Well, that's good.
You-
So I
then-
can
then
get
you-
you what you deserve.
"Yeah, then you get what you have and deserve."
Yeah, and then he stabs Arthur.
Shit with a shiv.
But there's another moment that
Now he doesn't just stab him. I mean, he's
well, yeah,
He
going
costs-
at it.
well, he's still
Like,
stabbed.
did you guys like
Have you
you
ever
know
been to
how it was
prison? No.
suggested the entire time in court, right? That Arthur has split personality or like schizophrenia or something.
Yeah.
Well, like when they're talking about all the abuse he went through as a child, you know how he just sat there, I can't.
He
take
said,
this
like, I
anymore?
can't do this anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he really snaps. I think he actually did have like a split personality. The Joker was a different side of him.
Oh yeah,
Because he did change. Like, his personality completely shifted and changed.
yeah. So I mean that's possible. But anyway, this scene, he's getting stabbed, whatnot. He got stabbed a bunch, and he falls to the ground and he's kind of bleeding out.
It cuts to. Well, I guess you're about to go with this.
Well,
I don't know if you forgot.
No.
It cuts to back to a scene earlier that was like in his head of him and Harley on stage.
Yeah, and they kept showing her pulling a gun on him. She shoots him at one of the flashbacks.
Yeah.
It's him bleeding out with the gunshot, and essentially, I'm assuming it's saying that like she'd be the death of him.
Yeah.
They keep going on this road, you're gonna die.
She really was.
Yeah, and so that's what happened. And so you have this guy, and this is the controversial ending. He's bleeding out on the ground, dying. I think he just dies on screen there.
Yeah, he kind of it's zooming in on him.
Yeah, but in the background, as it's happening, the other guy's laughing.
He's like sitting down. He's shaking.
Cut his face?
Well, hold on. Well, he's laughing, and he sits down. He's kind of sitting there laughing, and he takes the knife, and then you just see him doing this, and he's screaming, and he just keeps laughing.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of.
And he's supposed to interpret like that's the Joker now. That's the real Joker, I guess.
Or it's just maybe. I don't know if that's what it's implying.
Yeah. I don't.
But because it could just be like a guy who is, I don't know, trying to take the mantle of Joker, but then again, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I do not believe that it's Heath Ledger's Joker, because it's stupid. No one.
Well, it doesn't make sense for one, because you see Bruce's parents die in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And that guy was not wearing a clown mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't believe that. I just believe it's another, like, it could be end up being the Joker in that universe, but I don't know. That universe is over, so there's no way to know anyway.
There's no point really to.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I missed anything. I mean, overall, I don't know. I liked the movie. I thought it was good.
I enjoyed it. I understand if people have like critiques with it. I can see them there, but I cannot justify someone coming and be like, this is like the worst comic book movie ever.
No.
Made. This is worse than Madam Web. This is worse than Catwoman. This is worse than Green Lantern.
And I'd watch this
worse
again.
than Steel. And I'm all like, no.
Yeah, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Not too much on Steel.
Shaq.
Shaq.
Steel's awesome.
Shaq Superman movie.
It is. I don't get it. I understand if you don't like it as much as the first one, or you just I just didn't care for it, or simply didn't like it. But again, I don't get how you can go out here and be like, this is the worst thing ever made.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
But
I can't see it. I can't justify someone saying that. And I know we're pretty laid back on here. We usually, we give things a fair shot and kind of an easy chance. I think the worst review I gave a movie was, honestly, I think the last time I really went deep on something was probably Thor: Love and Thunder. And that was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And so, but, I can't, I'm trying to be open with this of like, let me see what the hate is. Let me see what the hate is. And I don't see it.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was. I didn't expect it to be like the first one.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I mean, what do you?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Any last thoughts before the rating?
Yeah, I like it. It was a good movie. I'm not gonna say it was bad in any way. I mean, there were parts I did not like.
Can you name any real quick? Or
Pretty much
all the
Harley.
music and
Harley.
Well, do you like the character?
I like the character,
you just hate
but
what she did.
I hate her actions. Yes.
Well, okay, then that's the point.
Okay, so that's a bonus.
Yeah. No, like
no, I'm supposed to like her. I think she's the pseudo villain of the movie.
Yeah,
I don't like how.
I mean, you could also say the Joker's the villain of the movie.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. I guess.
In my opinion, he's his own villain.
I guess.
Yeah, he's and then Harley's
the villain,
egging it on. I guess.
Yeah, she's a villain too.
It's. I the
overall message of this is like, if you're having mental problems, you need to seek help.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that we need nowadays because it's not expressed as nearly as much.
Mm-hmm. Especially with men's mental health.
Especially with men's mental health nowadays. It's even today, in today's standards, it is not taken as seriously or help in the way that it needs to be like it is with women.
Yeah. I'm not saying, also, I want to be clear, I ain't saying like this should be more priority than this.
Yeah.
Those should be priority number one.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
men's mental health is a very big thing too.
But yeah, this movie is crazy. Like I said, after the episode, I haven't stopped thinking about this movie since I watched it. But I guess we can rate it. So, what would you rate Joker Folie out of 10? I was gonna say do, but I can't.
Doo-doo. Leia doo-doo. I'm gonna need a minute on this one.
Yeah.
So think about what you want to say for a minute, and then I'll know.
We got it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna give this movie 7.5.
I'm gonna go. What would you rate the first one if you just had to say it?
A 9.
A 9. I'm gonna sit with a 7 on this.
Yeah.
Solid 7, which by that would be good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 as well.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
Because there were some aspects that they took and they twisted, and it made it really good. Like with Harley, they made her in a way a villain.
Yeah.
Fine.
And-
Great acting, by the way. I want on
Yeah.
both counts.
On both
They
counts,
sold-
amazing.
I love
Joaquin
the courtroom
did amazing
scene
yet again.
when he's doing the voice.
Yeah.
It's like Johanna.
Yo,
Who
Hana,
wants to believe? your last
ain't
name is
no
really
way
Puddles.
you want us to believe your last name is Puddles.
Little Gary.
Lil Gary. That's my favorite bit right there. Lil Gary.
But yeah, there's that. Guess with that, we can go ahead and get ready to get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for joining us for this review. Don't know the extra beef. Next extra beef, I guess, is the show,
Yeah.
Spider-Man or whatever. I don't want to watch that, but anyway,
I got the DVD right.
but we're gonna watch that. That'll be the next one. So definitely check that out. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Adios.